questionable. Good morning, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, which is all about a subject that I have been really interested in this past year, and that is biohacking. Before I jump too far into that, I'm just gonna finish off my Body Bloom collagen drink, so hold please. It does not taste bad, but the collagen in it, I believe, is made from fish. There's a teeny bit of fishy taste. Okay, so what is biohacking? From my understanding, biohacking has been explained to me as the art and science of changing what goes in your body and around your body in order to have a little bit more control over your biology, which I think is a really cool concept. Even if you haven't heard of biohacking, you might actually already be unintentionally doing it in your day-to-day life. Things like changing your nutritional habits or even changing your bedtime is all things that can influence how your body acts and reacts throughout the day. It basically comes down to this. If we want to have a better output of our performance, of our health, of our energy levels, of our emotional awareness and intelligence, we need to do little tweaks in our day-to-day activities and life in order to basically stack the deck for a better outcome. I see the potential in changing my bad behaviors or habits or just tweaking things that I already do in order to live a longer and happier and healthier life. And so that's when I started looking into biohacking, and I found a lot of things that I have implemented into my everyday life. So hence today's video. I thought I would bring you guys along this morning and kind of show you the different things that I've been taking supplement-wise or different things that I've been doing physically to make myself better in whatever way I possibly can. The biggest thing with making lifestyle changes though is to make sure that you are somehow tracking your progress, because that is where you can see where you're making mistakes or where you're doing things that maybe aren't as helpful for you, and then you're able to adjust accordingly. Even if it's something as simple as tracking how much water you're intaking every day, or maybe you have a Fitbit or like an Apple Watch or something that's tracking how many steps you take in a day. When you become a little bit more aware of what your habits and patterns are, you are able to kind of take a step back and really evaluate where you could do better. So first and foremost, track what you're doing. Anytime you make a lifestyle change and you start to monitor your experience and the changes that you're seeing, you're biohacking. So it is something that is absolutely attainable for anyone. You don't have to have fancy gadgets or crazy supplements to do it. You can definitely start at really basic things. And today's video, I wanted to just share some of the things that I've been doing that I've implemented into my day-to-day kind of habits that have really been beneficial for myself, and I think would be very beneficial for the average person. So I'm gonna bring you along on my morning. I'm gonna start off this morning by consuming some Brazil nuts. I keep all of my nuts very handy in mason jars in my pantry, but I am starting the day off with some Brazil nuts because one of the last times that I had my blood test done, I was low in selenium, and Brazil nuts are a great source of that. I believe they're the highest source of selenium in the plant world. I'm not too sure. So anyway, I have about 4 or 5 nuts a day, and hopefully over the next few months, I will raise up my selenium levels, and the next time I go in to get my blood test done, I'm expecting to see that reflected in that test. So that is my first biohack. All right, welcome to our meditation room. And meditation is the next thing that I wanted to talk about in the biohacking video. Meditation is one of the most important practices that a human being could do. A lot of people sometimes think that meditation, the goal is to just sit there and think of nothing. And that's not the truth. Meditation is an active, aware practice that takes a long time to be able to get into the swing of it. So don't feel like you've tried it and meditation's not for you. Meditation isn't easy, and it's not something that you'll get right off the bat. So give yourself time and patience and keep showing up for your practice. I'm sure that you've seen or read articles that state that meditation has the ability to change your brain. And I think that that is absolutely fascinating. I'm gonna leave a little bit of information on that down in the info box for you guys. There's a couple of things that I think would be beneficial for you to watch or read if you haven't really done much into that. I really like meditation because it helps me really differentiate the voice in my head from being a part of me to being something that naturally is occurring, but I don't necessarily have to dwell on it or listen to it. Your brain will always be moving and churning and thinking of things and filling in the gaps because that is what it's good at and that's what it's meant to do. But we need to find moments of stillness where we allow that to happen, but we don't focus on it and we just give ourselves a break. And I find that meditating does that for me. I'm most definitely considered a beginner meditator, even though it's something that I have put into practice over the years. It's not something that I consistently do every single day. And that is something that I truly try to work on. So something that I do to make it a little bit easier is I love using meditation apps and using guided meditation because I find that that is the most simplistic way to make it a part of a routine. An app that I would wholeheartedly recommend to you guys is called Waking Up, and it's by the philosopher Sam Harris. I'm not sure if I've mentioned him on my channel before, but I've been a huge fan of Sam Harris for a very long time. Glenn started listening to a lot of his things on YouTube and then ended up doing his course as a meditator, and Glenn meditates every single day. I cannot tell you how much that has changed our relationship, how much it's changed how we interact. I feel like it's just brought so much positivity into our lives that was what really inspired me to take up my practice again and to download this app and to get started on it myself. So I've been using that app, and I basically sit down in my little nest right here and I pop my headphones on and I just sit and listen to Sam, and then I'm ready for the day. So that's what I'm gonna do. After I meditate, it always feels like my brain is smiling. So after I do my mental exercise, I want to do something that is physical. I'm not going to bring you guys to the gym today, but I do have a couple of things that I want to show you that I do after working out. And there's also a sneaky giveaway that's coming up, so stay tuned. All right, gear on, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Hello, I'm back from the gym and came back up to the meditation room to use my Joovv light. I'm gonna set you guys down and then let's talk about why I use this device. So very simply put, this Joovv panel is a clinical device of LED lights that emit a very specific wavelength of red light in the mid 600 nanometer range and near infrared light in the mid 800 range. All living things need to make ATP cellular energy in order to survive. Usually we get that from natural light sources like the sun, but what near infrared and infrared light at that very concentrated wavelength does is it stimulates the mitochondria in your cells, which if you remember in science class, that is a powerhouse of the cell, and it basically enables your body to use your food, your light, your everything that you're putting into it better. It can affect your body in so many positive ways. Less inflammation, better muscle recovery, your skin and collagen production. It also helps your antioxidant production. And remember, antioxidants pretty much help your body cope with stress and cell repair and fatigue and joint pain and things like that. There are multiple studies to prove it, and if you'd like to do some more research into it, I will definitely leave some links down below for you to look further into this. Oh my god, there's nothing worse than when your legs fall asleep. I started learning about red light therapy last year when I was looking for one of those SAD lamps, which is intended for seasonal depression. When we were living in Vancouver, it rained all the frickin' time. And so Glenn and I definitely felt in the colder months quite down because you wouldn't be leaving the house very much, and when you did, it was pouring rain. So I was looking into that, and when I was reading on it, a lot of it was saying that since those devices don't emit that specific wavelength, it's more of a placebo effect and just nice to have rather than something that actually clinically works. And so when I was looking into, okay, well, what clinically works, I found the company Joovv. I purchased one of the singular panels, so not the whole unit, just the singular panel. These are kind of cool because they are modular, meaning you can purchase as you can kind of afford them or as you want to, and then they click all together into a bigger device. And so as I used that singular panel and I was loving it and I started talking about it online, Juve reached out and asked if I wanted to have their actual elite setup. And I was like, holy shit, yes. So they sent me the actual full body enormous setup. I also asked if they would be generous enough to sponsor a giveaway for you guys. And so in this video, I want to send one of you your own Juve solo unit. So this singular panel. Before I get into the giveaway rules, I just want to reiterate that I have absolutely nothing to do with this company. This is not sponsored. I have not been paid by Juve. I have no affiliation with them in any way like that. They are just super generous and they gifted me panels and they want to gift you a panel too. So let's get into the giveaway stuff. Okay, so this giveaway is open to Canadian and American residents only. The only thing that you need to do is follow Juve Social, which is their Instagram handle. I'll leave it down below so that you can find them. And you can enter in this video in the comments by teaching me something that you've learned this week. Yeah, I want to know something that you've learned this week. So leave that down below in a comment. I'll be picking a winner in 2 weeks from now. And also, if you can, leave your Instagram handle so that I can find you easier, so that I can message you on YouTube and on Instagram, just so you don't miss out. Good luck to everyone. I really am looking forward to reading all of your entries. And now I'm gonna strip off and go use this thing. Hello, I'm back. I showered, did my makeup, and I'm about to make some food. So I wanted to share another biohack, and that is to use adaptogens. What are adaptogens, you say? Well, adaptogens are plant herbs or vitamins or amino acids that basically help your body mitigate stress. So they help your body deal with stress better. And it's something that is easily added into your everyday diet in different ways. So some of my favorites I like to include in smoothies. One of them is ashwagandha powder. Ashwagandha is typically known to help fight stress. It also is helpful for boosting fertility, apparently, which is something that I'll eventually be looking into in the near future. But I usually add about a teaspoon. So here's a trick I've been doing with smoothies. I really like the Four Sigmatic mushroom mixes. Mycelium and mushrooms are a great adaptogen. This one is cordyceps, and it is like a pick-me-up. So this will help with my energy, and it tastes a little bit like cocoa. So instead of using cocoa in my smoothie to make a chocolate smoothie today, I'm using this. While we're on the topic of mushrooms, I also take this. It is from Host Defense, which is Paul Stamets' brand. He is a mycologist in the United States. It's like very well known for his research in mushrooms. And this is an immune support spray. So this has multiple different mushrooms like reishi, chaga, turkey tail, a bunch of other ones that basically help your immune system. So this is something that I take every day, every couple of days. Totally sidestepping from making a smoothie, but I wanted to share that. I usually put about a handful of blueberries just for good antioxidants. I add frozen banana for some creamy sweetness. I also always add hemp hearts for extra protein and omega-3s. A generous scoop of almond butter for some healthy fats and the nutty taste. You could use peanut butter, but this is what I got. And I'm using a scoop of vegan protein powder to top it all off. And here is the finished product. So not only is this high in protein, this also has ingredients that will be supporting my immune system, my nervous system, and my endocrine system. And clearly it's really yummy because there's a little tiny fly bug that just decided to join me. Get out of here. I have a crazy busy afternoon today and I have to do a lot of adulting things that, to be quite honest, I just don't enjoy doing. So I want to share 2 more things with you guys before I head out. The first of them is CBD. This isn't technically an adaptogen, but it will work synergistically with the adaptogens that you're taking. As you guys know, CBD is a powerful anti-inflammatory and anti-anxiety help, and this is what I like to take most days to help me out in that area. So I take about half a dropper. Minty fresh. Oily, but minty fresh. Okay, the last biohack that I want to share with you guys are nootropics. Nootropics are substances that help your cognitive ability. So it helps your focus, your productivity, your creativity. Basically, if you want to just zoom in on a project and really just get some shit done, look into nootropics. So one that I take is called Elixir. This is from Beekeepers Naturals. I love this brand. I've used a couple of their products, but this is one that really stood out to me. It is royal jelly, basically, with bacopa and ginkgo biloba leaf. It's caffeine-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, certified paleo, non-GMO, but it is an animal product. It is made by bees, or the royal jelly in this is made by bees. So if you're vegan, maybe this isn't the product for you. But I store them in the fridge, and they come in little vials. And I take about a half a vial on days where I just got shit to do. Like today, I have a ton of different admin work and I'm not looking forward to it, but I really need to get it done, and this will help. One of my girlfriends who does a podcast was actually the person who recommended these to me, and I don't know, I'm not really into caffeine, right? So I could only really compare it to caffeine because I'd never tried a nootropic previously. So I thought that this was gonna make me feel like jittery or like alert. Not at all. It's very it's kind of sweet, but like a natural sweet. Not bad tasting, but also not great tasting. Okay, so let's recap this whole video. First and foremost, you don't need to go and run out and buy a ton of adaptogens or nootropics or supplements that are going to help you out. You need to first and foremost look at your core things, which is your nutrition. Make sure you're eating things that are helping your body, not harming it. Look at how much sugar you are currently eating. We were not meant to eat as much sugar as our average diet does, and it really, truly wreaks havoc on our bodies with inflammation, with sickness. It's just not something that we need as a human being in our diet. So eat that sparingly. Think about your water intake. Evaluate your sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting quality sleep? Think about maybe turning the electronics off earlier. Your body just will not produce melatonin, which is needed for you to have regular circadian rhythms. If it's not going to produce melatonin within maybe a 4-hour window of you turning your electronic off, you're never really going to feel like you are rested or like your body is getting enough sleep. Another basic would be meditation. We have to switch off sometimes. We need to make the time to be quiet in our own bodies and still, so that we can feel what our bodies need. We can listen to the universe or God or whatever you want to call it. We listen to what is happening around us and evaluate our place and where we are within that. And we can't do that unless we take the time to slow down. Something that really resonated with me, that I think it was a Tim Ferriss quote. It said, the less time that you think you have to meditate is showing you that you actually need to be meditating way more. And it's just the truth. You think that meditation is just something that, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or, you know, if there's anything that I gotta cut off my list, maybe I'll cut that off. But that is such an essential, and it's something that I've been really trying to bring into my daily practice, because I notice when I do. I'm a better person when I do. I don't react. I'm able to be a passenger and just view what's happening rather than immediately reacting and using my emotion rather than my logical process. So meditation is huge. Something that I wanted to mention, but I didn't really know where to put it in the video, so I'm putting it here, is spending time outside and getting out into nature. If you can physically touch the ground and earth and be connected, that is something that, I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but we're human beings. We were meant to exist outside, and this whole world of staying indoors and being under fluorescent junk lighting and being in front of a screen, that was not what we evolved for. And we have to think about in the long term of how long human beings have existed, that has been happening for this long. And we're seeing more sickness, we're seeing more anxiety, we're seeing less of a connect with other people. And I think that a lot of that has to do with just our basic interaction as humans, which includes going outside. So we gotta make time to go outside and maybe put your feet in the dirt, go garden, go do something, get outdoors is basically what I'm getting at. Something I'm adding to our recap, but I should have touched upon earlier, is a great biohack and a way to actively change the way that you think is being aware of being grateful. Gratitude is everything. You can completely reframe your thoughts with gratitude, and with practice it becomes easier and easier and easier to look for the good and to find things that are positive and wonderful even in really shitty situations. So gratitude, I think, is something that immensely changes your life, even if it's just, you know, when you're in bed before you go to bed, 3 things that you're grateful for. Maybe it's you write in a gratitude journal. Maybe you have a family and you guys sit around the table and you talk about what you're thankful for. Whatever that is, bring that practice into your everyday life, because that will change you. It really truly will. And finally, we move into the things like adaptogens and nootropics and maybe red light therapy. Those are all the icing on the cake. Those are things that if you have the means and the ability to do it, or say there might be a clinic that offers a red light therapy near you, or maybe you have the money to purchase something like that, that's great. But those things aren't the core necessary things. They're all things that will immensely help you, but if you don't have those core things down in your daily life, those things are never going to make up for those core things. The thing that really truly matters is consistency. Small actions every single day add up to something more, something large. And it's kind of that whole concept of when you're driving along a long highway at night, you can only see the first maybe 10 feet in front of you with your headlights. You don't know the rest of the journey, but you'll get there. You just need to know what's happening right in front of you. So start doing what is in front of you. What do you have the option of doing? You might be someone that could look into your diet and tighten up your diet. Maybe you're someone who's just had a really crappy sleep schedule and you're like, wow, I should really get my sleep schedule under control. Maybe you're somebody who has money to burn, or maybe you're somebody who has a birthday coming up and you say to your parents or friends or family or spouse, hey, I am really interested in adaptogens. These are the ones that I would love. Let's go to the health food store. Maybe you can pick that out for a present for me. Whatever it is, wherever you are, the most important thing is to start with what is in front of you and just do it. And I think we have to also be really honest, saying what works for me may not work for you, and that's okay. I might be at a stage in my life where these things make sense for me to include in my everyday life, but maybe you're a busy mom, or maybe you work 2 jobs and you just don't have the time to be doing all of these things. That's okay. It's totally fine. It's not something that you should be beating yourself up about. Try and see where you can make changes that are feasible for you and your lifestyle, and I think that that's the only way you can kind of move forward. I use these discoveries to help me live my best life, and I know that maybe all of them may not be realistic for absolutely everyone at this exact point in their lives, but it's still really great and useful information to apply over time, and just go as you can. Anyways, that is my spiel for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on biohacking and supplements and different things that I do in my life to try and level up. I would love to hear if you guys do any of these things, or if you have any suggestions for things for me to check out. I'm gonna leave a bunch of information down in the info box for you, so please have a read of that. And that's it for me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to enter the Juve giveaway if you are in North America. Good luck to everybody, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic day. All right, bye.